There's nothing more anti-national than playing cricket with Pakistan tonight. Nothing more anti-national. I'm saying it clearly. This cricket series has to be stopped. So let me welcome our panelists. I'm making my position absolutely crystal clear. We open this up to debate with Sushant Sareen, Sushil Pandit, Atul Vasan, Sumansi Raman on one side. And supporting the cricket series with Pakistan is Charan Singh Sapra of the Congress, Aryaman Sundaram, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court, Kamal Mitra Chenoy of JNU, and Tanveer Sadiq of the National Conference. Okay, let's start with those who want this anti-national series to go on. We lose our self-respect. Tanveer Sadiq, Kamal Mitra Chenoy, you decide which one of you speaks first. We lose our self-respect. Aryaman Sundaram, we compromise our national interest. And we encourage Hafiz Saeed. This is what we lose. Tell us, one of you tell us what we gain.
Why?
One of you tell us what we gain.
Mixing cricket.
Pardon me, yes, Tanveer. What do we gain?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you if you have the patience.
Let me clarify something straight away.
1 billion viewers are there who watch cricket every day.
Oh, now, for God's sake!
I don't get program. I
don't care about the viewership figures. For God's sake!
If there is a cricket match,
what do you mean?
People boycott that match. I challenge you, and I promise you, I'll leave politics if everybody in India and Pakistan stop watching
Tanveer
cricket.
Sadiq, this kind of Tanveer Sadiq.
Against it.
Okay, viewers.
Cricket match shouldn't be there.
So viewers, I'm telling you. If you want the symbolism of it, I can assure you. We say tonight, we ask the viewers that viewers on the one side, in 2014-15, the BCCI made 167 crore rupees playing cricket with Pakistan. In 2013-14, the cricket board made 526 crores playing cricket with Pakistan. At stake are TV rights of 200 crores and sponsorship from a 5-match series of 50 crores. So for 250 crore rupees of TV rights and sponsorship, we should forget all the soldiers who have been killed on a daily basis on the border with Pakistan. I mean, you think this is entertainment? I tell you, if this cricket series happens, no self-respecting Indian will watch the match. People will boycott the match.
A billion people who watch it don't have a say.
Absolutely.
The logic is very simple. Today is the 7th anniversary of 26/11.
The logic
That's it. That's the logic.
Don't let people like Shiv Sena or fringe elements who try to, block everything when it comes to India.
Sushil Pandit, you live in Kashmir. Let me tell you.
If it helps in resumptions of dialogue, so it's a good welcome step. But
Tanveer Sadiq, Sushil Pandit contradicting you. Sushil Pandit, please. Sushil Pandit on the other side. Go ahead.
Hundreds of crores.
And by the way, the hashtag is 2611 irony. You can tweet. Yeah.
It reminds me of blood diamonds from West Africa. This is hundreds of crores of blood sponsorship, and let me promise you, if the call goes out to boycott these sponsors,
I love watching cricket. As a cricket lover, I love watching cricket. And it doesn't
do you
matter
watch
who
cricket
where.
On a
the
funeral?
Idea is, please,
do you watch cricket on the dead bodies of our soldiers?
You mean just
you love to watch cricket in devastation?
Where England
you love to watch cricket in the blood and gore that we are seeing in Kashmir? Are you out of your senses?
Unequivocally, we condemn what happens. If there is a killing anywhere, unequivocally we condemn it. But if cricket helps in resumption of dialogue, we should welcome it.
What resumption of dialogue?
What resumption of dialogue? What dialogue? What dialogue?
I said if.
Tanveer Sadiq.
There is no dialogue.
No, Tanveer Sadiq. You know, 1 second. Tanveer Sadiq. You know what?
This is not cricket diplomacy. This is cricket capitulation.
Now, 1 second. Tanveer Sadiq, let me come in. Tanveer Sadiq, okay, don't get carried away with your own argument, please. The fact is exactly a week after the... Tanveer, listen. Tanveer, I'm opening this up. Let people debate this. Exactly a week after the Pakistan Anti-Terror Court conducting the trial of the 7/26/11 attack accused adjourned the hearing for another 2 weeks because 2 witnesses didn't turn up, and we in India are putting up with this fast 7 years after 26/11. The government of India sees it fit to use the 7th anniversary of the attacks to not come out and officially reject any engagement with Pakistan? What is this but adding to the woes of the bullets and bruises that have left families broken, homes shattered, lives lost? You sit in Jammu and Kashmir and you want to give us a lecture on it?
There is no comparison.
People of India will reject this series if it were to happen. Suman C. Raman on the other side. Suman.
Suman.
One question.
How did it help?
Excuse me, sir. I just want to ask one question.
There should be a call to boycott those sponsors who sponsor this series.
Is the India-Pakistan match the same as an India-New Zealand match? It is not. And what is the difference? Both are cricket matches. The difference is an India-Pakistan match evokes nationalistic fervor in every Indian and every Pakistani who is watching the game. So what kind of nonsense is this to say that there is no politics involved? There is a fervor which is above cricket. We are not watching India-Pakistan match purely to see the quality of the cricket.
Politics, the idea is first to see the cricket match. If you're telling me that, okay, when there is a match, nobody would watch it, I would agree with your argument. But there is no argument. Your argument doesn't stand. Will people boycott watching India-Pakistan match? If there is a match here, you would be the first person to watch the match. You would be the first person. I agree. And of course, all the people sitting on the debate will watch the match.
Do the right thing by the country. The government is answerable
what
to the nation, not to the
BCCI and PCB did, the government of India and Pakistan should have done long back.
Okay, Tanveer, I'd get Aryaman Sundaram into the debate. My point is that the importance of a so-called sporting event is overtaking the importance of the government of the day to deliver justice to the families and victims of an attack that jolted our country 7 years ago. Rajiv Shukla thought that he could, and Shashank Manohar thought, quickly slip this in through the back door while nobody was watching. Have the series and then have the discussion on it. It's not going to happen. A government whose muscular foreign policy hinged on its strong commitment to no talks with terror is caught on the wrong foot on the 7th anniversary of India's most destructive terror attack because they are considering a cricket series with a country that shelters the perpetrators of the 26/11 attack. And don't tell me, Aryaman Sundaram, oh please don't, let's not link sports with politics. If we were not to link sports with politics, then why did we call off the cricket series in 2008? Of course it is linked with politics. Of course it is linked with politics and it will be. Aryaman Sundaram.
Will that gentleman please allow someone else? Will you please allow someone else to speak? Arnab, it is a very anomalous situation. This is absolute nonsense that we are divorcing sports from politics. It is not being done. According to me, if genuinely sports is divorced from politics, it's one issue. Today we are in a very strange position. The sports is not being divorced from politics. Why? Because even this cricket match is being held in a neutral country. What is the meaning of the word neutral? That means the two countries are at loggerheads. So we are not divorcing politics. And it's so anomalous that if we are not divorcing politics, how do we then have a cricket series when we are politically stating one thing and have a cricket series on the other? It's just a ridiculous situation. Then you actually, if you're going to divorce sport from politics, the series should be held here in India, not in a neutral venue.
We're not divorcing sport from politics.
By doing it in a neutral venue, you are ipso facto. You are ipso facto saying that it is political, that the two countries are hostile. If you are saying the two countries are hostile, if you are saying the two countries,
this is a
exactly is bilateral, sir. That is my point.
Please.
In fact, you are so right. Because it is bilateral, please hear me. Allow me to finish. Don't shout, please. Allow me to finish. This is my point. You don't realize I'm saying the same thing you are. I'm saying that because it is bilateral, it becomes an issue where it is connected politically.
Of course it is.
Politically we have a stance which is anti. We cannot have the cricket series. They run hand in glove. You can't speak with two tongues. And that cannot be done. That's what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the point is that unlike Kamal Mitra Chenoy and Tanveer Sadek, and maybe Mr. Sabra.
Don't accuse me of anything that I have not said.
No, you've not said, but I know that on Pakistan you're pretty much a peacenik.
No, you don't know. No, you don't know. When I speak, you'll find.
Are you for or against the series? Okay, let me ask you. As many as 25 ceasefire violations are reported between September 2015, adding to the 245 ceasefire violations by Pakistan between January and August.
We have to talk. And please remember the US. They found Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad in Pakistan. And what did they do? Did they refuse to talk to Pakistan? Did they punish them? So let us
what
learn
kind of argument
from
is that?
international politics.
Kamal Mitra Chenoy, what kind of argument is that? Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra, first of all, we are not the United States of America. If we were, no, one sec. We are not the United. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra.
Horrid anniversary will not go away, but we have to have a dialogue with Pakistan.
Yeah, and what kind of dialogue do you think Dhoni is going to have on the field? What kind of dialogue is that? That's entertainment. Deny the entertainment.
I'm not
deny the entertainment.
The cricket match. I don't
deny the entertainment.
Kushti. What I want is dialogue. If this is a way to dialogue, so be it.
It is not a way to dialogue. Dialogue is serious.
Way to dialogue.
No, this is.
But you are against any kind of interaction with the
Kamal Mitra Chenoy citing US example.
We have our own strengths. We have our own allies. We have our own geopolitical situation.
No, I don't understand. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy, can I ask you one? Kamal Mitra Chenoy, you give the United States example, right? And at the same time, peaceniks like you, please, and don't interrupt me because I called you a peacenik. That's my view. It's my democratic right to call you a peacenik. You don't be intolerant to my views when I call you a peacenik. You are a peacenik.
I'm not a warmonger.
That's all right. It's my right.
I'm not a warmonger like
you. I'm saying, now point is Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy, what's it? Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy, my question to you is, if you are taking the American example, listen to my question. If you are taking the American example, then by the same example, will you support hot pursuit into Pakistan?
Absolutely.
Let's go and shoot down the place in Karachi where Dawood Ibrahim is kept.
Take out Hafiz Saeed like they took out Osama.
Pardon me?
We have our allies on our side. Yes, there should be hot pursuit, but with support from the international
What allies? We can do it ourselves, but there will be people like you who say, no, that's a warlike position to take.
I don't want India to get isolated.
Listen, Kamal Mitra Chenoy, I don't lack, as a citizen of India, I don't lack the self-confidence in my own nation that you have. My point is simple. My point is very simple. 11 civilians are killed by Pakistan along the border.
We were able to liberate Bangladesh because Soviet Union supported us. We would not have been able to liberate.
It's damn good we did. We should be liberating Sindh as well. I'd say we should be liberating Baluchistan as well. We should be liberating Balkistan as well, by the way. But people like you won't be for it. My point is different. Let's go back to the playing for cricket. I think this is providing entertainment. You ask this question to anyone tonight watching the news, they say, we don't want entertainment at the expense of our national interest. Question is simple. And look, Mr. Sapra is quiet tonight because his party is the inventor of biryani diplomacy with Pakistan. That's why he's quiet tonight. But the question is simply this, and let's put this question to Sushant Sareen and any of the other panelists who haven't come in yet, Sumant C. Raman, Tanvir Sadek, and of course Charan Singh Sapra when he chooses to speak. Question is, 11 civilians are killed. Sushant Sareen. Yeah, Atul Vasan, don't be unnaturally quiet, feel free to come in. 11 civilians are killed by Pakistan along the border because of ceasefire violations in 2014. 10 civilians have already been killed along the line of control and the international border by Pakistan till November 1st this year, and these people want to play cricket. Atul, you've been a commentator, you support this kind of cricket?
Yeah. Okay, I would request
Atul goes first. Atul goes
a couple of points. Number one, summarily and succinctly, can I just finish my stuff without being interrupted? All I say is, it pains me as a cricketer to say that I don't want to play cricket. Earlier I thought I was naive enough to maybe hope and feel that cricket was the vehicle which will bring peace. And I've seen these 3-4 cycles in front of me since 78. It's not worked. And evidently, I've come to think of it as if you don't stand for something in life, you fall for everything.
Exactly.
And cricket, millions of people see. Then everything what they see is that if you're playing cricket with it, everything is okay. But it's not. Here is a state, a rogue nation, who have been doing transgressions against us, killing our people, and then we keep on playing with them, and then we hope. And there are two aspects to it. Cricket and money is separate. I think BCCI and everybody who's for this series should, for a change, align their, allegiance to, the people who have actually lost their lives. They are harboring terrorists. They are doing everything possible, and we are giving them what they want. Yeah. Why don't we just starve them what they want? Why
Bravo, well said.
Play cricket with play with Iran?
Well said.
Cuba play with USA?
Well said.
Why do we have to do this?
Well said.
That.
Well said.
That's my bigger issue.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. You know, because this is the first time I agree with Atul Vasan anything that directly or indirectly concerns cricket. I always find him on the other side. But Atul Vasan is a reasonable man. Tanveer Sadiq, sorry, but your unreasonable and amateurish logic would amount to saying, Mr. Sapra.
And why didn't Atul Vasan have the same feeling when he was playing?
Will you listen to me? Will you listen to me? Let me complete my statement.
Why now? I'll tell you.
No, I'll tell you. No, what?
61 to 78, we did not play. But after 78 to 85, 20 tests and 11 bilateral series. Then again we didn't play. Then from 2004
and then Kargil
to 2007,
and then Mumbai happened.
ODIs. And for your kind information,
Kashmir happened, Punjab happened.
2011 World Cup.
Now, 1 second, please. No, 1 minute. Tanveer. Okay, Tanveer. Sports. Tanveer, listen. I'll tell you.
Sorry.
By your logic and listen. No, by your logic, listen. Please, 1 minute. Tanveer, by your logic. Today, France should immediately declare a football match with the Islamic State in the pursuit of happiness and fraternity. No, I'm telling you.
What kind of
no, there has to be a football match between France and the Islamic State by your logic. What do you mean? That's exactly the logic.
Argument.
No,
there have been.
That is exactly the argument. What you're saying is don't deny the people. No, what you're saying is don't deny the people on both sides the opportunity to play sport with each other. Why should, by that same logic, the people of France be denied the opportunity to play a friendly football match with people living inside the Islamic State? By your argument, the people who represent the Islamic State football team would not be
diplomatic level talks have been called off by the Indian government because Pakistan consulate invited the Hurriyat leaders for a dinner, and the diplomatic talks were called off. So this is bigger. This is bigger than that. If India plays Kho with Pakistan, nobody bothers. Nobody knows what's happening.
By the way, viewers,
people contact.
Mr. Sapra, you have something to say.
Cricket is just a symbol of everything being okay. You know, if India can call off the talk of secretaries because Pakistan consulate invited the Hurriyat, then this is much bigger than that. Nothing has happened to give me more optimism that okay, things are falling in place. Nothing has been falling in place. What has changed ever since?
Nothing has changed.
To play cricket?
What has changed? I think, Arnab, that's the key question.
No, what has changed? Nothing has changed.
No, why not you ask Mr. Anurag Thakur to come and explain between
I'm asking today the BJP is not coming on this subject on the program tonight.
The BJP is not there.
Pardon me, what do you say?
Why the BJP is not there today?
You're missing them on the program?
Yes, of course, the whole nation is missing. The BJP should be missing BJP. The whole nation is missing Anurag Thakur because he had said that no cricket until the terrorism ends.
What is your position? What is your position?
What is your position? What is happening? I'll tell you my position.
What is your position?
What is happening today? The BCCI has thrown the ball in the court of Prime Minister, and the whole nation is watching what tomorrow the Prime Minister is going to say. That is what the whole nation is watching. Actually, the timing over here is wrong. Today is 26/11. Was this date? BCCI has deliberately selected this date. What are they up to?
What is your position?
See, our position is...
How can you be so hypocritical?
Why hypocritical?
So I'm just shocked. I'm looking at you.
What I'm saying.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking to myself. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you and I'm thinking to myself.
But the timing is wrong. But the timing is wrong. This was not the time to announce.
Okay, can I ask you
something? This was not the time.
Okay, so 1 second. Since you say the timing is wrong, 1 second. 1 second. Just 1 minute. Mr. Sapra, is the issue, if the issue is principally one of timing.
Zero tolerance for terrorism.
Yeah, right. If the issue is principally, are you ready to listen, please, Mr. Sapra? If the issue is principally one of timing, I'd like to remind you that it was the Congress-led your party government which revived cricketing diplomacy in 2012 and invited the Pakistani team to India for a series in December to January 2013. That was a time when there were 93 ceasefire violations by Pakistan along the LOC in 2012, taking the total number in 2010 to 188. It was a shameful situation. Your government had no way to look. Manmohan Singh was only hoping that Manmohan Singh was hoping to get the Nobel Peace Prize. No, Manmohan Singh was hoping to get the Nobel Peace Prize, so he compromised our national security. Then the situation has changed. I'll ask them. What about you? I'll ask them. What about you? What about you? What was the Congress doing?
The government
timing was right then. Was the timing right then? Was the timing right then?
This series can be cancelled.
Did you invite Pakistan to play cricket in 2012? Did you or did you not invite? Sir, listen to me. Listen to me.
The situation has changed now.
Did you or did you not? Don't speak over me. Did you or did you?
The situation was different.
No, I'll tell you why the situation was not different. I'll tell you why the situation was not different. You have to listen to me. The situation was not different. Don't keep saying, of course it was. The situation was not different because it was the Congress-led UPA that invited the Pakistan cricket team in late 2012. Despite
UPA leaders never said.
But now.
Never said the dialogues, the jumlas which the BJP leaders have said.
What kind of jumla was it when the 2011 Mumbai bombings happened? 26 people died, 130 people were injured, and Manmohan Singh was having
Congress
biryani.
Has not supported that.
Arnab, I think
Congress has not supported
that. You allowed it to happen.
No,
you allowed it. What do you mean no? You allowed it to happen.
Then BJP allowed Kargil to happen.
No, but you allowed it to happen.
The parliament attack to happen.
It's a farcical situation. You're being a political opportunist.
How can you say that?
You're a political opportunist. You're being a political opportunist.
That means BJP allowed the Kargil war.
Let's go back to the debate. Anyway, you're being a political opportunist, but go back to the debate. Sushant Sareen, tonight I want to get you back to the debate. What's changed, Sushant? Has anything changed? Answer the question. Has anything changed, Sushant?
I'll tell you what has changed, but just 2 or 3 points before I come down to the question you've asked me. Number one, I find this leftist liberal tolerance for the kind of Islamist terrorism which is imposed from Pakistan. Their tolerance for that, I find it appalling. These guys keep railing and raving and ranting in India, but when it comes to Pakistani sponsored terrorism, they want to do everything. Mushairas, Mombattis, everything. Number one. Number two, I think where I don't agree with you, Arnab, if the Congress party did something wrong in 2012, that does not mean that the BJP has to repeat that wrong in 2015. And if the Congress party is today in 2015 on the right path, why can't this guy keep quiet? I never said anything. What's wrong with him? What is wrong with you? Why don't you just keep quiet for a change?
No, you cannot use
just keep quiet. Let me say. Then you say what you have to say. What kind of manners have you been taught?
Across the globe, terrorism is terrorism. So
what do you mean terrorism is terrorism? So why are you so tolerant towards Pakistani terrorism?
So
why are you so tolerant towards them? Why are you so tolerant towards that intolerant society? But let me just come down to the point.
Specific, not religion.
What's wrong with you?
Don't use religion with terrorism.
Okay, one second. Tanveer Sadiq.
It's civil debate.
It's person specific, but there are 180 million people across the border. It's specific to them.
Yes, but don't. There are in Myanmar.
What's wrong with
there are people getting killed. Do we say Buddhists are this? Please don't use that. In Myanmar, everywhere there are Christians also. But
I'm talking about India. You see,
do we say Buddhist?
Oh yeah, come on! For God's sake, what's wrong with this guy?
Say terrorism. Say unequivocally condemn terrorism. Don't say Islamic terrorism.
You call it Pakistani terrorism. Fine. Okay. You call it Pakistani terrorism. You are still very tolerant.
Should I open the phone line?
I want to know why. Number one.
It can be country specific.
Okay, it is Pakistani terrorism.
Okay, Pakistan. Why are you getting so hyper about it?
But you don't have an answer to that. But let me. But Arnab.
Continue.
Yaar, come on, don't teach me language. I can teach you a lot more than language, and I can teach you a lot more than ideology.
That is why. I don't need to learn.
Tanveer Sadiq, pull back. Tanveer Sadiq, don't heckle. Tanveer, now you're heckling Tanveer. 1 second. Tanveer, please pull back. Tanveer, don't do this. Let Sushant complete. Sushant, complete your point. Tanveer, don't heckle, please. There are 5 other panelists. They are listening on to the conversation. Don't heckle. Let him complete. Yeah, go on. Complete your point, Sushant. It is Pakistani terrorism, okay, Tanveer? So Pakistani terrorism with a capital P.
Number one. Number two, cricket.
Use whatever you want. Don't use Islam.
And number two, cricket between India and Pakistan at this point in time is not going to promote any kind of goodwill between the two countries. Number three, we are sending a very negative message by encouraging the Pakistanis that you can carry on what you are doing, especially in light of the terrorist attacks which have been happening in the very recent days. And yet, on 26/11, and as you very rightly say, the irony of 26/11, we have a shameless and a mercenary board of cricket control in India, which wants to now start playing with Pakistan in a third country, using a third-party mediator. Now, look at the shamelessness of these guys. They can't talk directly to the Pakistanis. They need a Brit to talk to the Pakistanis also. That is their level of, to the level to which these guys can fall for making money. Number 4, and this is very important, I think the BJP is equally guilty in what is happening because, and this is my very strong suspicion, I think they think that, if they allow this series to go ahead with Pakistan, this whole intolerance nonsense which has been going on for a few months.
What's the link? There's no link.
Number 1. Number 2, they will be able to send a word, they will be able to send a signal to the rest of the world that stand they had taken where they have failed in Bihar. Most importantly, I think the Prime Minister will get this opening so that he can pave the way for going to Pakistan next year. All of this will be a disaster for India.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Sumant Raman and Atul Vasan are coming back to the debate. I just want to make one point to our viewers.
I want to ask one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Let anybody in the BCCI say, what does India as a nation gain from this series? Let the government
money, lots of money.
Even the IOC charter, even the IOC charter speaks about dignity.
Look at the conflict of interest.
Dignity and honor.
Let's talk about the conflict of interest of the people in the BCCI. They are manning the government. They are manning the BCCI. They are selling snake oil to the Prime Minister of this country. That's what these BCCI guys are doing.
The question is,
what that into BCCI? It's not the money.
No, this is not about the BCCI alone. Without the government's approval, they would not have gone this far.
The commitment they had given.
Government must have tacitly approved.
But having said that,
but the BCCI guys are also in the government. They are selling snake oil to the Prime Minister.
I feel sorry.
Absolutely. So what kind of decision is this?
Pakistani cricketers,
Atul Vasan,
that they will be robbed of something because it's a collateral damage, But I say, whatever we have been having with this country for so long, we call it dialogue. It's not been a dialogue. It's been monologue. We talk to them. They talk to us, they go back and do the very same thing the next day. And they keep on encouraging these terrorists and all. And nothing changes. And we keep on playing cricket with them. So they see, we can do whatever we want. They keep on playing with us. After some time, we frustrate them.
Atul Vasan, if I may just say one word.
Has been there ever since. Because they cannot. They
need us. We don't need them.
They cannot control these radical elements.
No, I must tell you what the Pakistani cricketers who play with think of you. You know what they say? There is this character Sohail Tanveer who in a public interview says, "ये हिंदू ज़हनियत है जो आपको IPL में खेलने नहीं देती." You have a man like Shahid Afridi saying all sorts of comments against Hindus. You have the executive member of the Pakistan Cricket Board, this Najam Sethi, who is supposed to be the great Pakistani liberal, speaking all kinds of nonsense against the Indian government, the Indian Prime Minister, the Indian people. What are we talking about? And you want to go and play cricket with these guys, and you want to help a bankrupt board survive? Why should you want to give this to the Pakistanis?
Why should we work towards filling up the coffers?
Because,
no, I'll tell you my fundamental issue on this.
We don't need them.
I'll tell you my fundamental issue on this, and I'd like to get Aryaman Sundaram and can I get Aryaman and Kamal Mitra Chenoy in the debate, please, with your permission. My basic issue with this is the question. No, Aryaman Sundaram, just one point before I hand it over to you. My issue is that yesterday, Aryaman Sundaram, 4 soldiers of our army, it's our army, our men in olive green, they die for us. They wear the uniform for us. 4 soldiers are injured and a civilian killed during a terror attack yesterday by the Jaish-e-Mohammed, and Jaish-e-Mohammed is Pakistan government ISI sponsored in Kupwara. Yesterday this happens. And this is the latest of many. And yesterday this happens, and today, through the back door, the cricket board wants to say, can you quickly clear our file so we get back in business? There are 500 crore rupees to be made, and we've made a commitment to some TV channel that we are going to make 200 crores. I mean, I agree with you. No, one second. The point is therefore
Arnab,
that...
in fact, the whole point is this.
Yeah, go on.
Arnab...
Go on, sir, go on.
The whole point is this, This is what I've been saying from the very beginning. When we talk about bilateral politics between two countries, bilateral politics takes into account every aspect of the relation between the two countries. And whether you like to admit it or not, the sports relation is also part of that relation. Now, it's all very well to say sports is different, politics is different. I'm afraid it is not so.
It's not.
If your bilateral relations, your bilateral politics is one of hostility, then the hostility emanates to every aspect of your interaction. And it is actually very childish and simplistic to think that you can divorce sports from it. And like I said from the beginning, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. The very fact that we keep talking about a neutral country to host means that we agree that these are two hostile countries.
Precisely.
So I cannot understand how on the one hand you can politically take a hostile stand, on the other hand say, now let's behave like gentlemen and shake hands on the field. They don't go hand in glove.
No, I think
right now the political situation is not conciliatory but more hostile, then this is not the time to play a cricket series.
I think
if the political situation was conciliatory on both sides, then the cricket could have been played, but not otherwise.
And I don't mean to say this to provoke Kamal Mitra Chenoy, but by the argument of people like Kamal Mitra Chenoy, tomorrow if Hafiz Saeed is sent as the captain of the Pakistan cricket team, Kamal Mitra Chenoy will say, great, let's start talks on the cricket field in Sri Lanka. I mean, what is this? Entertainment for cricket fans is more important, or justice for 26/11 is important? It seems to me that Kamal Mitra Chenoy, for people like you and Tanveer Sadiq, 26/11 is a memory you want to take away. But let me tell you tonight, on the 26th of November 2015, we will neither forgive nor forget. No, we will not forgive nor forget.
Against the cricket series.
No, we are not. We are against kowtowing to the Pakistanis anymore.
The cricket series.
We are against these pseudo-liberals. We are against these pseudo-liberals who are more concerned in their cocktail circuit than in the reality that their own country faces. You say these pseudo-liberals are not in charge of India anymore. These pseudo-liberals who have no stake in this country, who have more stake in the hundreds of crores of rupees that is spent on the peace industry between India and Pakistan, Kamal Mitra Chenoy. And you know who I'm talking about. This paid peace industry, between India and Pakistan that has been allowed to compromise national interests for decades must learn to take a back seat now and realize that the new India will not let it continue its champagne circuit of diplomacy with Pakistan, because it is fake and it is a farce. And that is why, Kamal Mitra Chenoy, I'm saying tonight, between you and me, take this call tonight. This series is symbolic. Calling off of this series also Tanveer Sadiq. And I can pit myself against both you and Kamal Mitra. Calling off of this series has symbolic significance. Call off the series. Call it off now. Let us see how this series continues.
You have the quarter spokesman here. Why not take a stand?
How can the series continue?
The major political party needs to come out and clarify.
A vote in the UN. If you take a vote in the UN, 90% of the countries will say India and Pakistan must talk. Probably no one will say they must play cricket.
What are you saying, Tanveer?
But they will say there should be an atmosphere for talks. Number one.
And playing
Number
cricket.
two, we have both nuclear weapons.
Where do you get the atmosphere from?
Number three, Pakistan has also been attacked by terrorists. In Peshawar,
who's going to create the atmosphere? Will the terrorists coming into Gurdaspur
of Punjab was killed. So don't be so high and mighty that only India has been attacked by terrorism. There is no alternative but dialogue.
Yeah, but India, let me complete your sentence. Let me complete. Okay, one second. Sushil Pandit will respond only to Kamal Mitra. Only Sushil and Kamal Mitra.
Stupid logic is this?
On the burning deck is going to dialogue.
Sushil Pandit.
While I take your point, Arnab, that it is not pseudo-liberals' lot to decide whether we play cricket or not, this call is to be taken by the super patriots who are running the government today. And that is where my problem is. How can we keep sending conflicting signals? We can call off talks for mere visiting of Hurriyat in the Pak High Commission, but we will not call off cricket despite colonels, soldiers, civilians, unarmed non-combatants getting killed every day. This is the irony. with this kind of nationalist government, patriotic government, no-nonsense government with a record for mobilizing public opinion against terror across the country, should not be seen as wavering in its commitment to uphold national interest. That is where the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, Atul Vasan.
It is not 200, 300 crores.
No, I'm just saying.
Atul Vasan. After that, Sushant Sareen, after Atul, yeah.
I've come to a point where I don't want to be naive enough to understand
that this is the way forward.
that they are listening to us, that we are having a dialogue with them. Somebody mentioned the word dialogue. I don't understand this, because you can wake a person who is actually sleeping, but you cannot impossibly wake somebody who's acting to his sleep. You've thrown all the evidence at them, and they come just that nothing has happened. We've given them where Dawood Ibrahim lives in Karachi. We have showed them the 2611. 8 years, they have not even acknowledged even one evidence. How can you have a dialogue with somebody who's, not willing to wake up?
Yeah.
And you're just talking to a wall. And then you play cricket with them. He said, okay, I will stone.
You want to have a war?
They are playing cricket with me.
Arnab,
no, I don't want a war, but I'm just saying,
Arnab,
ignore them.
in many ways, the
There is
situation is
something called
even
ignorance.
worse than what it was
Either
in
you talk
2014.
or you have a war.
Now,
Don't get away.
1 minute.
What about war? Who's talking about war?
You already had
we
the
don't want to
NSA
fight.
talks being called off.
We don't want to fight.
You got firing across the international border, not the line
talk
of
to them.
control alone.
Why not?
Just don't play with them.
So many incidents
Don't do
happening
any
every
business
day.
with them.
Okay, we take a break. We take a break. The problem is, Kamal Mitra Chenoy, that just because I called you a peacenik, you want to misquote people. Nobody wants a war. You are being hyperbolic tonight, Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Nobody wants a war, Professor Chenoy. What we are saying is presenting is a reasonable argument. What we are presenting is a reasonable argument that may be unacceptable to the champagne cocktail circuit of multi-hundred crore peacenik diplomacy with Pakistan sustaining itself for decades in Lutyens, Delhi. Kamal Mitra Chenoy sustaining itself for decades in Lutyens, Delhi. But they must know.
How does it help?
I'll tell you how it helps.
Okay, tell me, how does it help, Arnab?
You want to know? Are you willing to listen?
What happens?
Are you willing to listen?
Because you send a strong signal. It sends out a message.
It helps exactly. It helps in the symbolism.
Willing to compromise with your self-respect and dignity. You send out a very strong message.
Okay, we take a break.
My point is, how does it help?
It helps because 7 years on, we cannot talk cricket with a country responsible for the Mumbai carnage. We are coming back to this debate on the 2611 irony in just 2 minutes on the Newshour. Only 2 minutes, we are back on debate number 1 is still on. Okay, let's go back to the debate very quickly here. I'll give a chance for Tanveer Sadiq. Tanveer, I'm not opening the phone lines today. If I open the phone lines, you'll hear really what people of this country really think about the position that you have taken. I mean, entertainment, your argument, this is people want to watch. What cares what people want to watch? People want to watch India-Pakistan cricket circus happen at a time when soldiers are dying, when the infiltrations are going on, when terror attacks are being planned and conspired on a daily basis. This populist argument of yours has really got a lot of people angry tonight. So and Sumant Sumant will respond to you. Sumant will respond, but I want to know whether you are revising your position tonight because, yeah, go ahead. You want to say something? Tanveer, revising your position? Revising your position? You can't hear me now? You can't hear me now? Okay, so let's go.
I can hear you.
No, then why? Then tell me. Then tell. Go on.
I'll tell you. You mean the 1 billion viewers are wrong and a few people sitting on your debate are right?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I'll elaborate.
1 billion viewers. Go and see what Twitter is saying, what the online reactions are.
I am telling you.
What is he talking about? 1 billion
come
viewers.
Come out of the Twitter world. I am telling you.
No, come out. Go and ask the people. Go and ask the people in the villages. You go and ask people. You think they are ready to put? You think they are ready to put honor of our soldiers above? Sorry, you think they are ready to put the money that the BCCI will make above the honor of our soldiers?
I'll tell you why you don't have a locus standard. No, 1 minute. Tanveer, listen to me.
In any case, people wanting to watch something, there will be an argument.
Tanveer, I'll tell you.
Tanveer, in the nation's interest.
I have a direct question to you.
Tanveer.
How can you even say such a thing?
Okay, we'll pitch your point of view versus others, Tanveer. Now listen, Sushant Sareen will respond to you, and after
How
that
does it
Sushil
help?
Pandit.
It helps.
No.
1 minute, Arnav, he asked me the question. How does it help?
It helps.
1 second.
It can
helps
break
because
ice.
it shows that this is a nation that will stand up for its principles. It shows that we will not be dictated to. It shows
where it has to break the ice.
It shows that we are ready to isolate another country in the sporting arena.
Tanveer
as
Sadiq.
has been done by many countries over the years.
All right,
It
Tanveer.
shows that we are not pushovers.
Tanveer, no, one second. Just 1 minute, just one. Sushil Pandit, Sushil Pandit, before you come in,
I have a suggestion.
before you come in, I want to say something to Tanveer. Before you come in, I want to say something to Tanveer. And Tanveer, just be quiet and please listen to me. You know why it makes a point? Because A, it makes a very clear point. You are today joining us from Srinagar. Tanveer, you can sit there safe in your home in Srinagar because Colonel Santosh Mahadik, commanding officer of the 41 Rashtriya Rifles, laid down his life for our country, fighting a fierce gun battle against Pakistani terrorists, supported by... No, listen to me. I said listen to me. The truth is uncomfortable. Don't you stop me when I'm talking about Colonel Santosh Mahadik. Don't you stop me now. Because today you are safe where you are sitting. Today, because you are safe where you are sitting, and don't keep speaking over me. You are safe where you are sitting on the today is the 26th of November. You are safe where you are sitting today because on the 17th of November, Colonel Santosh Mahadik gave up his life, leaving behind his wife and 2 young children, aged 11 and 5. That is, you are safe because of the Indian Army. And for the Indian paramilitary forces, you need to show them a little bit more respect than what you're doing tonight.
All those people who have been killed here.
Yeah, they are being supported by the people you want us to play cricket with.
Arnav, the view that the majority favors the series is bunkum is absolute rubbish.
Absolutely, it is
Please
bunkum.
go and ask the people.
What they have to say.
Please go and ask the people.
Sushil Pandit now. Let Sushil Pandit, 4 minutes on the debate. Sushil Pandit, please.
And they also
Sushil
support the
Pandit's turn.
series.
I have a suggestion.
Sushil Pandit's turn. Sushil Pandit's
I have a suggestion,
Only
Arnav.
Sushil Pandit now, please. Only Sushil.
Those who are bent on counting their hundreds of crores of advertising revenue, to them only one logic will make sense. Only if a call goes out that this sponsorship money is blood money and we will boycott all those brands who sponsor such cricket, will they be deprived of this? And then the sense will dawn on them not to play cricket and not to play with the sentiments, the patriotism, the well-being of the nation. This is where, and it has already begun to tell. Snapdeal knows. It knows how it hurts. Today, consumer, today, the citizenry is awake to the fact, and no corporate will dare touch this series with sponsorship.
Tell me why only stick to cricket?
That is the best way, that is the best antidote.
Sushant Sareen.
No amount of patriotism, no amount of sacrifice,
Sushant Sareen.
no amount of nation's well-being is going to appeal to their logic.
Sushant Sareen.
Can we finish this?
You know, somebody asked a question, how does it help if you just don't play cricket? I'll tell you how it helps. Every little bit helps when you're fighting with Pakistan.
Yeah.
If you don't want to fight a war, then you have to fight with other means. If the Pakistani cricket board is bankrupt, don't help it get money. Number one. Number two, when we tell the rest of the world that please, why can't this guy keep quiet? What's wrong with him? Why is he such an advocate for Pakistanis? Why is he being such an advocate for the Pakistanis? I can't understand this. Why can't he let somebody have his say? You say what you want to say later on.
Pakistani.
You say what you want to say later on.
What kind of an argument is
Let me have my say at least. For God's sake, don't be so intolerant. Don't be so intolerant.
Okay,
so the one thing is that if they are a bankrupt board, we should promote their bankruptcy. Number one. Number two, we tell the rest of the world, please ostracize Pakistan because it's a terrorist sponsoring country. And what do? We hold mushairas, we hold Mombatti marches, and we hold cricket matches. You know, this contradiction in our positions with the Pakistanis simply makes us a laughable stock in the rest of the world. I think we must send a very strong message to the rest of the world that
add to this?
as long as these people continue to foster terrorism on us, we will not be interacting with them in any civilized sphere of life. We can't afford to do it. Now, how difficult is that for people like Tanveer Sadiq to understand this? I can understand the leftist liberals. They've never been really loyal to this country. But what about people like Tanveer Sadiq?
I'm wrapping up. I don't know any other country in the world. I don't know any other country in the world. I don't know any other country in the world which would be extending a hand of friendship through cricket or sporting ties with a country whose state policy is to bleed us through 1,000 cuts. And if that policy has not changed from Ziaul Haq till now, it's time to teach them a lesson and deny them something. I thank you all for joining me. No more biryani diplomacy. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.